Hi children, I am your Srija teacher handling plus 2 computer science. CBSE has given 2 first chapters as revised syllabus of plus 1 portions. Today we are going to discuss the third chapter, that is working with functions. Let me give an example for function. Consider a school management software. Can you guess what are all the tasks of school management? The first one is student registration, second one is admission, third one is TC issues, fourth one is staff, then library management. Likewise, it is having many other tasks. So, each task is separated and its functions are given differently. And at the end, it is integrated together to make a school management software. So, each and every task have to be divided and conquer with software management. Let me give the definition of function. Functions in Python is a named part of a program which can be divided and used. Further, we can integrate together. Functions having a name and set of programs, set of statements it will have. Functions definition includes the keyword called DEF, that is def. It is also having another keyword as it is a statement, that is return. Function definition is it is a named part of a program which can be invoked from any other part of a program. Whenever we need a program or a function, we can make it as a method. My dear children, method is another name for function itself. Let me give another example for function. Consider a marriage function. What are all the sub-functions it includes? Yes, a wedding ceremony, a reception, a lunch. Likewise, we are having many sub-functions for a marriage ceremony. So, each and every functions are separated, then it is integrated together to make an entire function. This approach is called modularization. Another name for function is module. Here we are splitting a large program into divisions or subprograms, that is called module. This approach is known as modularization. Next we are going to discuss about the advantages of function concept in Python. It reduces line of code. That means what? Once we had defined a function, that won't be defined again and again. Only thing, whenever it is necessary, it can be recalled. At the time, it will trigger or execute the function body when it's calling. The next advantage is its reusability. What do you mean by reusability? It can be used again and again. Not only for a single program, we can use a function and its definition for many programs according to our desire and the customer's necessity. The third advantage is easy updation. When we define a function, some sort of code won't be need for the further integration. But sometimes it may be aware about if we are having more number of lines that can be easily updated into a function. That means it can be easily updated with many statements. So, the third advantage is easy updation. Let me recall the advantages again. The first one is reduced line of code. The function will allows us to reduce the line of statements. The second one is reusability. That means we can use a function again and again according to our desire. The third one is easy updation. The next we need to discuss about the types of functions in Python. Python and other programming languages offers the function types as user defined function and built-in function. User defined function means the programmer, that is us. We are defining a function according to our desire and necessity. But the built-in functions are nothing but it is already defined, predefined function which is already executed, debugged. So, whenever we need a built-in function that we can easily invoke into our program, no need to define it again. So, let me recall the two types of functions, that are user defined functions and built-in functions. Next we are going to discuss the structure of a function. Look at the screen. I had given the structure of a function. Structure includes how a function to be appeared in a program. Normally, all the function in all programming will have the same structure only. That is, it will have a definition, it will have arguments, it will have a return statement and a calling. The definition includes the return type, function name, arguments, then body, that is set of statements that the function could execute, then a return statement to the calling. The arguments in the functions are nothing but the variables. We can give the type of arguments as variables, list, dictionaries, tuples, etc. Function name is nothing but an identifier. You must have to recollect the points. An identifier must be start with a letter or an underscore. It should not have any digits or symbols. It should not be a keyword. Then the last one, it should not have any space in between. So, while we are giving the function name, you must be aware about the rules of identifiers. Function name is nothing but an identifier to identify what function it is. We can give many number of arguments. Its type may be integer, string, complex number, list, dictionary, whatever we need we can give. Then the statements, that is the function body, includes the statements like symbol statements, compound statement, which may have if, for, while, whatever the functions we can give in the function body, that is according to our desire only. Then the last statement, many of the function will have a return statement. So, the return statement will give a return value for a calling. At the calling statement, we have to pass the arguments values. So, the values in the calling is known as the actual parameters. The values which are all in the function definition is known as formal parameters. There are two types of parameter. Parameter is again called as arguments. The first type is actual parameter and the second type is formal parameter. As I said before, actual parameters are always be in calling statement, whereas the formal parameters will appear in the function definition. We can give functions without arguments. Children, look at the screen. Here I had given a function without arguments. If a function doesn't have any arguments, we need not to pass any arguments at the time of calling. Another example which is having function with arguments. If a function having arguments, we need to pass the values from the calling statement to the actual statement, that is function definition. What happens internally is the values of actual parameters will be copied into the formal parameters which will given in the function definition. Some other type of functions are which is having arguments and a return statement. If a function having return statement, it will return a value to the call. So, the calling statement should be assigned with some other variables because the call statement itself having some values. Many of the function doesn't return any function. At that time, we need not to copy the calling statement into a variable. Dear children, I will once again recalling the types of functions: function with arguments, without arguments, functions having a return statement which doesn't have a return statement. Let me conclude this session with a quote. The division and integration always helps us to reduce line of codes, and many examples like school management, hospital management, library management softwares are developed in the form of modularization only. If you want to be a good programmer, we should have to know when it has to be divide and when it has to be integrate. During this session, I had only given the informations about user defined functions. Thank you.